Hey folks, it's Ivan and welcome to, what's this, Tuesday? Tuesday, I believe. And so I'm ahead of myself again because reasons. And I have re-recorded 2 episodes now. Or well, this will be the first of 2 episodes that I'm re-recording. I went into creative mode and did some voxel fixing as I discussed earlier. I was going to put that door, if you will, that leads to the underground river. That's how we got here. I don't know why. It explains the lake, okay? That's the whole reason for this. And then, of course, I got rid of the road up the way there. That is to explain that there's nothing past that point, and it didn't make any sense to have a road there. Right. So, I've got some stone in there. I do not need the mace anymore because I got rid of the barbarians, and in fact all weapons themselves can be thrown away at this point because I don't need them any longer. They are needed and unwanted. Alright, so what else should I show you before I show you the other thing? Right, so let's look at the forge stuff. I have integrated into this mod the well, a couple mods actually. I grabbed straight past let's see here. Is it a block or is it? I'm trying to see. It's his ore crusher, so I've added that in. Hopefully I have remembered to link it down below. That's that new recipe. You may also notice some other recipes in here, such as these bits here. Well, no, not those. Right here. Smelting of tool heads and parts and all sorts of stuff now. And that means that I've integrated into this mod, my blacksmith mod. Which makes everything harder, adds different recipes. For example, I need to, okay, so I've got to fix that. No, wait, no, never mind, that's wrong. No, that one's right. As you can see, I have to build a shovel first, and then I have to attach the iron shovel head to make an iron shovel. This is how I repair it, with 2 metal parts, a tool handle, and a shovel to make the shovel itself. Did I change that recipe? I don't think I did. No, wait, yes I did. Cool. So now it takes a tool handle and a timber in order to create that. I left the stone axe and everything else the same. I hope that I haven't screwed something up majorly by that. I can't remember if round timbers are a thing that... Well, let's find out real quick. If I go to research, and what I'm looking for is carpentry. Carpentry requires unlocks. I'm not seeing anything that requires. So this unlocks the round timbers. So you have to, in order to get the shovel, you have to do. So the shovel is now locked behind that. But there's nothing in the world that there's no blockage whatsoever. So I did that over there. You know what? In fact, we'll go in F8, and I don't know what that line is. As you see, it's not as smooth as I remember it being. Oh well, we'll smooth that out later. It's just it's a story aspect, kind of explaining away some stuff. And so we're gonna run over here. I did do an entire recording of this, and I threw it out. For 2 reasons. First off, I had to go back and change a area because it didn't look right anymore. Well, what I was going to do is I was going to do a watermill, and that was part of the first 2 episodes that I recorded and then got rid of because it looked ugly as sin. And I thought, you know, rather than going back and deleting all this stuff over and over again, what I'm gonna end up doing is just I'll roll back to an earlier save right after because what I did was I saved the creative save portion. Oh, but a world tearing for some reason. That's the load issue, not mine. I also changed this to stone, and I may still get a stone exchange. What I was looking for was the... This is there. Okay, so it's a small block. A very cheap stone block, by my add. Wow, that's cheap. Right, so that's everything that I have changed so far. And I think we're about 2 minutes in now. Oh, I also added in the windmill mod, which I'm going to try out. I don't know if I'm going to do that today or not. What I do need to do is, you know, truth be told, I could do the windmill mod in a place where I would grow the crops. And that's the thing that we need to do, or I need to do, sooner than later. There we go. Grabbed all this bread. Let's see here. Where could I put such a wonderful thing? Let's see here. I kind of like the idea of doing terraces. Is it terraces? I think so. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry about that. And one moment. There we go. I was thirsty. As my grandfather would say, my insides were sticking together. And of course, suppose if you don't watch the Harry Potter series, I should explain something real quick. My grandfather was in the nursing, not nursing home, the hospital for heart failure. And what I addressed in the Harry Potter series is that he is through that ordeal so far, and now he's on to we're calling it the Get Well Center, but it's a rehab center essentially, or a nursing home for layman's terms. He's not better, but he's not as bad as he was, and that's the most important part, is that he is better than he was. So that's why the videos that came out so suddenly, or well, were recorded ahead of schedule. For anybody that didn't realize that. And so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now this is gonna... I always come off this road right about here. So I think, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna start it, get those beans out of here. Yeah, that would work quite nicely. Yeah. So the terrace will start here. Now I have to be careful with my tools now, because it's a lot harder to repair them than it was in the past. So I always have to be mindful of that. Going forward. And so what I'm doing now is I'm putting in our first set of terraces. I hope we've got the Google. And I apologize for not spelling this right. I don't even know what terraces. That's it. Yep, this is what we're going for. So we're going to use stone for this, and it's going to take a lot of dirt. What I'll probably do is, if I can figure this out. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 by 12 sections. That sounds about right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that will work. Okay, so sort of. We're going to have to I'm going to have to dig down a little bit and change the road ever so slightly. It'll work. Unless I moved. See, if I went here over. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna move the road. Essentially, is what we're gonna end up doing. So there's this one. That's 3. This is 4. And we're gonna do that. It's gonna be a retaining wall for this. Okay, and we need to cut down another tree. So we're gonna do that real quick. So our goal today is to do the terraces, and then we are going to do the log exchange. I don't know if I'm going to get done with that this week or not, but that is on the list. So what I want to do is get a log mill going that's wind powered, and we're not going to do the water. It is a water feature. At least I don't plan on doing so. I might actually do that. But the goal is to, and I'll actually show you here in a minute. I don't think it would be considered Nordic, but I really like the look of it. So if we do windmill, sawmill, And it's this place right here. And there's a YouTube video of it. I believe this is Dutch. Yeah, it's Dutch. That's the Netherlands. Okay, so, you know, we're going to say it's within reason. And I don't know if this is that place. It may be. And the reason, it looks great. And so I'm going to use it to my advantage. Oh, well. What's that all about? Oh, my weekly summary for exercise. I don't want to look at that. But anyways, if the windmill thing works, then great. I tried the rotor blocks in my first attempt at doing this, and it did not work out so great. So we will see. All right. And so, you know what, the first thing I should do is probably bring up the this. I just realized I was going the wrong way with those things up there. That's fine. The top tier is going to have one less access point, if you will. And for simplicity's sake, I think I may or may not cut out the actual leveling of this, because as you saw the last time I tried leveling this out, I will show the beginnings of it at least. At the very least, I'll show the beginnings of it and what I plan on doing, which is going to require a lot of rope. I read on the forums about a way to make sure everything is level, and I intend to use that method. But I think I want to do at least 3 tiers, if not more. Yeah. Trying to figure out what I want to do about this. Yeah, we're just going to do a retaining wall right here as well. Originally I was going to do some stairs, but I really need like a half stair. I put a... Alright. Oops. Oh, my character's invisible. That's why things are looking wrong. That is a current bug that I don't know if it will get fixed in the newest update or not. I'm recording this on Sunday because, well, reasons. I just wanted to have one under my belt after that fiasco. It's really hard for me to put this game down some days, and so I wanted to have at least one done. On Tuesday, probably what I'll do is I'll finish this today. Well, I'll start this today, and my goal is to get some wheat growing in at least one of these tiers, maybe some flax, and another one. And when I was in my creative mode, what I ended up doing is I went ahead and deleted, or not deleted, but right. And this is a retaining wall. And truth be told, what I can do. So if I put this block here like this, that'd make more sense as a retaining wall, wouldn't it? Or did 2 walls instead of this. This is gonna suck. Oh dear. I might have, again, my plan is to do as much of this in survival as possible, and then I might come back through with to creatively fix the voxels that are not gonna work for me. Just for this needs to work for me, or this needs to actually work. Right. Get rid of all the extra stuff here. Alright. Also, I don't know if I have enough dirt to do this. Now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, I've got several thousand dirt down there, but I don't know how much that would actually cover. Certainly can't make more dirt than which is available. Although that might be an interesting mod to have, where I turn like either wheat straw or flax into more dirt somehow. No, I'm building that. So I think what I'll do for this side is kind of that, but this one right here. Because this side actually goes down. So I gotta dig this out. I'm hoping that this wall is somehow gonna magically keep that voxel up. Maybe not. Yeah, no, actually it seems to be doing an alright job. It's not perfect, but we'll end up, or what I'll end up doing here is coming back through to raise this back up. Well, maybe I'll have enough. I don't know. I may have enough dirt with it, as much as moving as I'm going to have to end up doing. What? What is here? Go figure, there's stone underneath here. This is an inappropriate place to build stuff. Get out of here. Jiminy Christmas, look how long it took to get that out. Right. Just more resources for the first terrace here. go. I may have to end up I don't know, doing something with this. A little bit better video editing. Because I think this is gonna just it's gonna be the same thing repeated over and over again. Ivan Cam, I don't think will make a comeback anytime soon. Maybe, I don't know. I did him once for the Hogwarts thing, and it worked. It did, but the problem is just trying to get access to Ivan Cam. He's, of course, relies heavily on the availability of my parents' computer, which is 600 miles away? No, it can't be that far. I would look it up, but I don't want to I don't want to Google my own address on the video. Not that I think anybody would actually come and visit me or anything like that, but there was Phil DeFranco was talking about some lady that came to somebody's house to visit the YouTube creator. In fact, he had somebody come to their office not too long ago. I think it was last week, while he was recording. I'm like, come on, guys. I get it. You want to meet your idols and such, but do it in a less creepy way. Like, go to a convention where they're gonna be at and meet them there. Don't go to their house or anything like that. Maybe I'm alone in that idea, but it's just didn't seem right when I'm like, why would you do that? I mean, back in the day, I used to really love Bozo, but I wasn't gonna go to his house, which I don't even know what the actor's name was now. I was on the Bozo show. One of the last ones to air was one of the ones that I was on. My mother had to order tickets while she was, I think it was like the day after my sister was born, in order to make sure that we had tickets for this thing. Yeah, it might be that I'm looking at this might be a little bit more difficult to do. You know what would be a great addition to this game? Blocks of dirt that you could just place, and then they would function as dirt for the remainder. This might be something out of my control that I'll have to do with creative mode just to make it work, which will deeply disappoint me because I didn't want to do it that way, but I have to do it the way that the game, in a way that will work. Yeah, am I depositing dirt every time I do that, or is it just not even taking it? I'm not even close to that. Yeah, I don't even think it's taking dirt. Oh boy. Well, I may institute after college try rule for dirt. As much as I like it, and on servers I wouldn't be able to do this, I may institute for the sake of speed, and nothing else for that matter. This would be solely for dirt, nothing else, and voxel creation, of course, or not creation, correction, I should say, which kind of goes against everything I do because I'm such a purist when it comes to stuff like this. Always hated when my friends would give me creative mode in Minecraft because I'm like, don't do that to me. I wish to experience this in its entirety. In fact, one of my greatest pleasures came from making a reed farm in vanilla Minecraft that just worked, and it didn't involve any creative mode or whatever. It took all night from, let's say it was like, I don't know, 9-10 o'clock at night, and the sun came up by the time we were done, and I was happy. The reason we built the reed farm was because it was exchanged for currency in the server, and promptly after that point the server decided to remove that ability, or reduce the amount received from reads, which did not sit well with me. I'm like, come on, we just spent 9 hours on this thing. It was an auto reed farm. And it went to bedrock. It went from the surface to bedrock. Which this planet doesn't have a bedrock. It goes straight down. I don't know if you can in survival go all the way down. But I have, in creative, don't tell me what to do. I have dug down pretty deep. Alright. I'm gonna lose this shovel soon. Should probably dig this away and actually do the landscaping tool. Alright. Let's go ahead and repair the shovel real quick. I'll show that off. And we're going to call it there for today, I think. Actually, we might do one more tier. I want to show this off real quick. So I need a handle, and the handle is made from a round timber, which I don't have, so I had to make round timbers, and then you make the handle. Now, it's a placeholder for now, and if I were to drop this on the ground, it shows up as a club. My plan is in the future to get an actual handle. The tool heads are just bags, and so is the sharpening stone, which is I harvest that from my other mod, so I did that. Right, so the next thing we need is a couple of these things out of the way. There we go. And so that makes the new shovel. Oh, I needed those things. I don't need that, but the round timber. But as you can see, I should point this out for anybody that's considering using this mod. I do have to make some corrections to the names, so sorry about that. But if you look at, so the hammer, the hand plow, and the shovel all require a handle to repair, but not the sharpening stone. And the sharpening stone is required to repair the sword, which uses, instead of using like deer hide like I wanted to make sure that anybody could use this mod. So if they disabled deer for any reason, like I did, they can still use this mod. It's not, truth be told, it's not as costly as some of the other ones. It does require 2 sharpening stones, but that's pretty cheap. This requires 2 metal parts and a mace to repair. Sharpening stone, yada. You get the point. Oh, the mace now requires you to have a club, and then you can craft the spikes and attach them to the club. The quiver has crossbow heads, which are attached to sticks that make bolts. If we go in here and look at this, I wanted to point out another thing is that you only get 22 metal parts for a hammer, but it costs 26 to make that hammer. So what I have done is add a diminishing return for smelting items down, with the explanation that by using this you've chipped away some metal, and so that's why there's a loss for that. There's also a little bit of loss for metal with repairing. This is so that, and I'll go over here where the reason for this mod is to add scarcity to resources like this one, where I've got 31 ingots just chilling in a chest in the background, or back there. So eventually I'll have to go through all of my metal to repair my tools. It's not very costly at the moment. I'm thinking about updating it to be a little bit more robust, but that'll come a little bit later on. It's not something it's a work in progress mod, to be sure, and we will work on that later on. But that, oh man, I just wanted to show off that mod real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should show. Yeah. I'm also going to use, I believe I'm going to use wooden stairs over here for the terraces, with the exception of that top wall where I'm going to do it right about here. You pretty much walk right onto it anyways. Just a cool little stair step down. So, and then this one, I could actually do that further out if I wanted to. Yeah. Doesn't really start till about here. Oh, wait a minute. What am I thinking? If I did it about here, that'd work. Oh, wait, that would not work. I don't know. We might just do 3 tiers for now, or we might do a really long one over there. I'm sorry, 2 tiers, not 3. That's going to be a lot of food as is, and it's going to be all done by hand. Trying to think of anything else. Nothing else at the moment, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and gonna take a small break here, and then I'll probably pick up recording this section again. Get this done, maybe do some fancy editing, so that the monotony of me just hitting walls like this won't be monotony. Yeah, so I don't know. It's very peaceful doing this. Oh, look. Oh, wait, that was on a different, or that was the original video. I was working up on what was going to be the water mill, the trough portion that leads the water over to the mill. And the shadow was just right, so it looked like I was just hammering away perfectly fine. It's very neat. Unfortunately, it just, the rotor doesn't work, and it looked ugly as sin when I got down to looking at it, and I'm like, ugh, I don't like it. And if I don't like it, well, that's the end of it, because I am not going to sit there and stare at what I would consider the ugliest thing I've ever made. And you know what I think I might do for this is these sections that I'm thinking about it is maybe the top two tiers are going to be like special plants, maybe pumpkins and cabbages, and then maybe what we'll do here is a large wheat field. That would make more sense for the size. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then that means that we could get away with doing this and moving it over. And in fact, this will be the final outline for the terraces. Perfect. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 5 by 12. And it leaves some room open here for something else, if I wanted to do something else here. Maybe something. Or I could just do a back, or leave it open. Nice little grass field area. Yeah. So, I might do just a road down this way. We'll see. A lot of we'll sees. But I'm going to come back to this a little bit later on. Take a small break here. Even though I keep working on it. But I'll get it done here. Maybe do some sped up video of me doing that. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Oh, finally, I'm done. I have leveled out most of this entirely. Just me and the shovel, yep. Didn't have to use voxel tools one iota. It didn't take me 45 minutes to an hour to figure out that I needed to just give up and use voxel tools, and there's no security cam footage of me digging a giant hole and throwing all the dirt that I said I used here in any way, shape, or form. Just me and this shovel. We did all this work by ourselves and other things, and we had a grand adventure, and so that's that. What was that? I feel like the video got taken over by something weird. Oh, anyways, the other thing I did was I went and got some more stone from the mine, which I want to take this cart back up there, actually. Come, cart. Let's throw this stone in here. Oh, that's full. Huh. Oh, that's right. No, bad. The cart's liking wants to drift now and try to kill me. So my best solution is to grab or put a rope on it so it doesn't do that. We still got the invisible block issue from reloading. But really, it did take, it's about 45 minutes, and I didn't even get a tenth of percent of 1%. So it's like 0.1% I got through, and I'm sitting there for like 45 minutes messing around with the voxels. It just did not want to work for that, so I ended up just using the voxel, going in creative mode and just fixing it all with voxels. Even with the voxel tool in creative mode, it took all of like 30 minutes to do. So it wasn't easy to do this. I'm really just I'm putting this up here for now for when I need it later. I don't need it now. And go in, go right there. You're not needed. I went ahead and filled up pretty much the entirety of this one here. Let me show you the mine real quick. And so I dug back this far. I'm gonna do another pillar here shortly. I don't know. Yeah, I did make it all the way around. This part was 100% legit. That I mined out. And so let's run back down here. So next time we should, well, this is Monday, before the update. So I recorded this video, which comes out on a week from Tuesday, which is tomorrow for me, but it's now for you guys. Anyways, I recorded that before the release, and so we'll see when. So Thursday's video will have whatever they did in this past week's update. I'm pretty sure, and I like it for the most part. When I was messing around with the voxels, I did notice some areas where I'm gonna have to come back and just like that, and I could probably get away with not doing that one. But apparently I'm out of sticks. What? This happens way too often to me. That being, I run out of like the perfect amount of sticks or something like that. It's kind of weird how that happens because it's an odd number, and I get, well, I guess I do get odd numbers back. Just chopping down some trees here real quick so that I can finish up what I wanted to do. I'm not sure how much I cut off the original thing. By the way, my character's invisible, if you can't tell. Hopefully that gets fixed soon, because that's weird. I'm not sure if that's messing up my swing or not. It's kind of, you know what it reminds me of is VR. Like you'll see sometimes like when the first Skyrim videos were coming out for VR. And I don't mean the official, I mean the unofficial mod. If I remember right, the tools were just kind of floating in midair. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the unofficial VR mod did that, and I don't know why anybody would buy the official VR version, since there's a free version of VR available. I don't know. I won't one because I don't have a VR system. I do have my phone, which can connect to my computer, but past that point I don't have anything else, so it wouldn't make any sense to me. World, I hate those load voxels things. I don't know. I was disappointed in the last Fallout, like majorly. That was the biggest letdown. I got all excited. I'm like, oh, we're gonna be able to build towns, and we're gonna be able to do this and that, and all these other cool things, and meh. It was like that was their. It's like they were like, yeah, I got this cool village builder simulator that I want to build, and So we'll put that in the game instead of an actual game, and people will like it and buy it forever and always. Because they seem to be at a standstill with actually making any new games. They just keep releasing the old ones over and over again in perpetuity. Sorry, I sound very bitter about that, don't I? And I'm not. It's just a joke, man. It's just a prank. Are those still a big thing? I don't know. I don't watch them. The prank video YouTubers. Originally it was funny, and then they started getting more and more not so much prankish, but just cruel. And so I just stopped watching them altogether. I'm like, you know, at this point it's just cruel, whatever they were doing. And I can't remember what I was watching, but it's like a no. This one's not cool. All right. I'm trying to get the landscape thing. I'm not getting the ropes back, and I really don't care if I do. The other one's buried underneath here, so it doesn't matter. Originally I was gonna build stairs that go down this. Trying to decide whether or not I want to still do that. I guess no, not really. I can access the fields from the side where I'm gonna build. I have to build a road here. Eventually, that leads to the main area. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a plow and plow that. Trying to think of anything else really before I close out this episode. Do I call them episodes? I think I call them episodes. Yeah. Trying to remember my own series. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that was that's something I want to add into my blacksmith mod, is so that torch stands and all that, they will require, instead of just sticks and wood, will require you to place a torch in there. So it will just cost metal and the torch. Because it really didn't make sense to me that otherwise. I'm like, why? I'm trying to find... There's a club. I can turn it into a mace, but I don't need said items. I'm trying to do... Oh, my hose over there. Not in here. Over here. Alright. I think before I take off, I'm gonna get some wheat planted for next time. So I have some wheat in here that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna craft 2 seed bags. We'll see how much that gets us. I think I stored some wheat somewhere else. Let me check. Yep, here's some here. None there. There's one there. Cool. So we have enough to make quite a few bags here. One more. And my goal, I think I might be able to get away with doing some sort of mechanic thing. Actually, I'd love to do a mechanical device here that maybe uses a rail system to push like a planter, or yeah, a planter and some other things. I didn't completely cheap out. I made sure that this was soil instead of plowed dirt. I had considered just doing plowed dirt. I'm like, no, when I do this, I'm going to have some work that I end up doing to it. But my goal for this area is to potentially get some sort of mechanical device. I don't know if I'll do the harvesting part on this, but I will definitely do like the plow and such, I think. Although this is a pretty small area, so I don't know. In my previous season, I had a huge field of wheat that I would utilize. That included the multiplayer. I had so much wheat by the end. Never had to worry about food again. Let's see here. There we go. Almost done. Yeah, this all the more reason to change this up so that I can use a cart to pull around and plow this. It's just taking a long time. Anyways. Right, so there's that. Let's put the seed back here. Supposedly they've changed this. How this worked. Like before, there was desyncing on servers, which you'd use a part of a seed bag and not actually plant the item. I don't think they had any issues with the client side, though. Can I just hold this down? No, I cannot hold that down. Daggone it. No reason to have like a planter or something in here. That would be kind of cool is some sort of rotation device cart where I turn a wheel and do that. Hold on 1 second before someone starts talking. No, bad. I don't think I heard anybody talk, so... There we go. Hopefully that didn't screw up the video. Someone popped in. Usually doesn't happen. Someone popped right in and I'm like, shoot. Gotta remember to disconnect Discord. And of course, we're gonna do our typical plug-in for the Keen software Discord, since we're talking about it. Definitely recommend it for any new players. Just it's the easiest way to get a hold of the community for some help, whether you're playing Space Engineers or Medieval Engineers. It's I find that I really like the community there, and it's people from all over the world, so please feel welcome there. I certainly do. I don't know. I think it's a fantastic addition. I'm pretty sure that's the first voice comms for a... did I use all of them up? And I didn't even get that far. Huh. Okay. Right. Anyway, so... yeah, we're definitely going to have to make sure to get that done. What? We're going to have to make sure to get a harvest cart going here shortly so that we can do better. Oh, I forgot to do the voxel thing for here. Oh well. What I mean by voxel is just tidying that up, but it's not that bad. Anyways, like I was saying, Discord's a pretty good place to get hold, or talk to players and such. I'm on there from time to time. Somebody had requested a mod, or well, I'm not sure if I call it a request. as much as they keep asking for barbarian meat, and so I made the strange meat mod. It will not be featured on here because there are no barbarians at the moment. Subject to change at my will. Anyways, in any case, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, the comment section's down below. The new rule is it's a large section of voxels or as such. I will try first with the shovel, and if it takes too long, I'm just gonna voxel it, and I'll let you all know that that's what happened. Just as it did on this episode. It was not gonna work, and I apologize to those who feel I broke the code of being a purist on this one, but really, I think what would benefit this game for voxel editing is if you put down your ropes, which I had done originally to do that, and maybe right click with a bag of dirt and it would fill that entire thing in, and I'm gonna starve to death here shortly. That to me would be the best solution to this situation, is to have that where the rope, it's the area which you do that thing would just autofill in. I don't know if that's possible in this game, but that's what I think would be the best solution to this situation. I don't know, maybe I'll ask the modding community and Discord whether or not that's even a possibility. It's certainly it's. I think it goes all the way down to bedrock, or goes straight down to a certain point. So I think it works, but I'm not sure. In that aspect, that's a lot of coding to do, though. If you've got any, again, questions, comments, whatever, let me know down in the comment section down below. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, thumbs down's there. That at least tells me that I'm not on the right track. And as always,